Hey there, darlings. Welcome to Roots and Refuge Farm. If you're new here, my name is Jess, and I'm glad you're here. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm glad you're here too. So a long time ago, before I had YouTube, I wrote a blog, and I used to do these regular segments on my blog that were called What I'm Digging, which was supposed to be clever because I really wanted to be a gardener at that time, and all I had was some stuff planted in my flower beds in my neighborhood rental where I didn't have permission to put in a big garden. Anyway, I would talk about kind of like shows I'd been watching or books I'd been reading and things that I was liking. Now I am in the middle of a 100-day content challenge, if you did not know that. I pledged, I think this is running somewhere in the range of like day 35-ish. Maybe I'm a little further along than that. I'm not looking. I'm not counting down because I'm just fully being present and liking doing it and just making lots of content. But between my two channels here, Roots and Refuge Farm, and my cooking channel, The Farmer's Table, I am posting a video a day for 100 days. It's quite a feat, especially during a busy time of year. I'm loving it. There have been a couple of times that I've been like, what was I thinking? But then I'll just do a random live video and then I'm fine. I'm back on top winning. But today I wanted to do a little bit of a what I'm digging video, kind of talking about kind of what I'm loving right now. First, I'm going to start with this book. This was recommended to me by someone in my comment section quite a while ago, and I bought it, and it was on my shelf for a while, but I've picked it up recently and I'm really enjoying it. This book is called Frugal Luxuries by Tracy McBride. The tagline is "Simple pleasures to enhance your life and comfort your soul." So the little blurb on the back: Tracy McBride created the newsletter Frugal Times in 1993 and has since delighted thousands by elevating the skill of living frugally to an art form. You could also say this book is about mindful living. So it's called Frugal Luxuries, and I think really her point is that you don't have to spend a lot of money to be happy, which is a really great lesson, especially in a very consumeristic world. She does talk some about like money mapping and kind of knowing where your money is going, but a lot of what she talks about is wisdom and food and, you know, finding happiness in simple things and presence and kind of romancing the everyday, if you will. Actually, I just flipped this open, and this is, if you know me, you know this is so my language and my heart, and so it's not a surprise that I would be digging this book. This chapter is The Art of Eating by the Seasons, the Romance of Raw Ingredients, and kind of going into the wealth of nature and kind of looking behind things. So definitely recommend this book. I'm not done with it yet. I mean, I'm only probably about a third through, maybe a quarter. But so far, I'm really, really enjoying this. And if you're looking for something to read, I'm digging this book. The next thing I am digging is oolong tea, which I have previously really not enjoyed much oolong tea. I've just never had much of it. And I had quit drinking caffeine for some reason. I don't know why. I thought oolong tea was not caffeinated. It is quite caffeinated. So I am drinking it much more sparingly than I was when I was first introduced. But oolong tea is amazing, and I really like, I found this at a local shop. Hey, Ben.
Wait, what were you talking about?
I'm talking about this tea that I found. So this is full leaf loose oolong. It's Republic of Tea. And there's a restaurant that I really like over in Columbia that has this incredible dish. It's like a shrimp salad. And I would have never put this together, but I'm so going to try to create it at home. It's this shrimp salad that has grilled shrimp and capers and some sort of herbs. I think it's dill. I need to take you to this restaurant.
Me?
Ezra's been to it and Malia loves it.
What is it?
It's called the Gourmet Shop. Anyway,
market.
It does have a market, but it's tossed in like this kind of creamy-ish sauce. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm guessing it's something. It's a little mayo base maybe, and then it has capers in it, and then it is it's stuffed into a cantaloupe. So like score the cantaloupe and put the shrimp salad in it. I know that sounds like a lot, but it works. It works so well. like when I'm over in Columbia, I've gone to that restaurant a couple times in the last month, which that's a lot for me. I don't go to a lot of restaurants, but my mom flew in for Asher's graduation. I picked her up and took her there. And when I was there, I got this tea. Oolong is so fresh, and I read on this that it's orchid-like, and I have never tasted an orchid. I know you don't taste them, but it tastes like they smell. It's just so floral and light and lovely. But it's so cool because this is these little dried tea leaves. It looks like this. And you put a teaspoon in, I use my little teapot here, and they come back to being like full-size tea leaves. You see that? And they're really stout, so you can actually brew them. Like, the second brew is just as good as the first. The third one is definitely mild, but you can brew them a few times before you toss them out. And I've just been putting them in the compost bucket. So I'm loving oolong tea. It's so good. I'm also digging my boy being big enough to drive me around the farm, which he loves to do. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah.
The next thing I am digging is fried green tomatoes. I goofed this season and I didn't prune a handful of my tomato plants. I had bought some, they were ahead. I didn't prune them early enough, and they had some branches growing really low, which means I have some fruit growing really low to the ground, which I usually try to prune in such a way that this doesn't happen. And with it being the case, like right here, I've got this cluster of fruit that's kind of like laying on the ground. And the truth is that this is probably not going to do super well. It's just very likely that insects are going to get in this before I get to eat it. So I had a little bit of a light bulb moment the other day.
That's the Carolina Gold?
This is the Mr. Stripey. The Carolina Gold is right here next to it.
Wait, Mom, is that done?
No, it's not done. I'm going to pick these off close to the ground. This is the Carolina Gold bin. We ate a couple of... Oh, this goes on my list. What I'm digging. This is the Carolina Gold tomato. And this is the first year that I've grown this variety. Benjamin cut up the two I brought in the other day. What'd you think?
Pretty good.
They were good?
They're a little soft.
Real soft. They didn't have a ton of seeds in them.
Yeah, but like, they're really soft, and when you like try to chew it, like some soft parts feel weird.
Yeah, that might have just been these particular ones because they were growing on the ground. But man, it was great flavor. It was like tangy, but I wouldn't call it tart. Mild, not super acidic. It was very nice. My first year for Carolina Gold, and I will definitely grow that one again. I'm digging that. Whoa, what'd you find?
I don't know what it is.
Hold on, show me where you got it and I'll tell you what kind it is.
I don't know if there's another red one, but isn't it here?
Oh, that's a Sweet Million. Yeah, there's a couple that are close. Oh, Ben, it's almost cherry tomato time in full flush. Go ahead and enjoy that one, but we'll have plenty soon. What do you think?
Cherry tomatoes are better.
Ben is under the impression that all cherry tomatoes are the best tomatoes. Oh, we're getting distracted from the purpose of this video, but look.
What was it?
Hey, Benny, you want these strawberries over here? There's a couple. Those two closest to it are probably ripe enough. I would leave that other one. Oh, nice. Look at that one. I know I'm supposed to be talking about fried green tomatoes, but there's always space to stop for a strawberry snack. Anyway, it occurred to me that since I had multiple tomatoes growing right at the ground, that I could pull some of these and make fried green tomatoes. Actually, here's a perfect cluster. So when they're laying on the ground, it's just they're not going to do well. But fried green tomatoes are great. So you may be familiar with fried green tomatoes from the movie by that name. They are a southern staple, I would say. Definitely something that we commonly eat in the summer. What a lot of people don't understand is that they're just unripe tomatoes that are fried. When you are tomato gardening, there are going to be times that you have fruit that falls off or you accidentally cut it off and you don't necessarily want to throw it away. So there are things you can do with it, and fried green tomatoes is probably my favorite thing you can do with it. So I'm actually going to shoot a farmer's table video right after this, but I will put the farmer's table video up beforehand, so when I publish this video there will be a link down below for instructions on how to make fried green tomatoes. So if you find yourself with a tomato that you don't want to throw away, you can take it in the kitchen, fry it up, and enjoy it, because I'm totally digging it myself. Hey Avocado, my sweet garden kitty. Oh, look at that clusters on this Sweet Million. That is nice. Look at this. They're developing all the way down to blooms on the end. You just want more? I know. That is the problem with the garden this time of year, huh?
They grow fast enough. They need to drink it.
They don't grow fast enough, huh? I think that there are a ton of gardeners that live in much more northern places watching us in this incredibly lush gardening, already eating tomatoes, being like, you have no idea. They're having to wait months more for theirs to come. Ben said he just wishes there were more cherry tomatoes and they just don't grow fast enough. And honestly, I feel that sometimes.
Like, look at that. It's so good, but it's not yellow.
No, so close. Hey, you know what? Take the side-by-side and run down to the tea garden. And I bet you have some ripe cherry tomatoes in your green stalk down there. I'm totally digging how fast the garden grows this time of year. It can be a little overwhelming, to be sure. Sorry guys, I ran you into that. But it's also incredibly thrilling and so rewarding. And though South Carolina, I love the Carolinas. I love South Carolina. I'm a transplant, born and raised in Arkansas. We moved here 4 years ago. And so I chose this place. The tagline of this area is famously hot. It is hot here. It is humid here. But man, the gardening is out of this world. And I've faced multiple struggles since we moved here. Look at these sunflowers. I mean, those are incredible. I mean, they're in a 2-foot high raised bed, but they're easily 9 feet tall. I've had my fair share of struggles since we moved here. You know, I had contaminated soil. I've had health issues. This gardening year, I will tell you, has been so redemptive, so good. Partially that comes from us making the hard decisions to slow down and cut back and downsize and just basically prioritize time with our children and time on our farm. And I am digging what it is bringing into my life. I've enjoyed this garden season more, I think, than any one that I can remember. I mean, I've always loved my garden, but there are definitely years where it has come with a fair share of stress. And though there are still things we're juggling and still things that we have to deal with, this year has just been really sweet. And I'm digging my garden this year. I mean, seriously, wouldn't you? It's incredible. I love it. I just noticed this. We're not going to turn this into a garden tour, but I got a little baby melon there. So I have a little empty space here, and I brought some seeds out to stick in the ground. And this is not something I'm digging, it's something that I'm planting, but I'm liking it. So I've been meaning to share this with you guys. Last summer, when I was in Iowa at McMurray Fest, I met a lady named Patty who owns this company. I saved this envelope. It's So Right Seeds, and they have a lot of these like kits that they have like put together collections, like including, you know, for flower gardeners or for the homesteader and different things like that. But their seeds work out to being about $1 a package when you buy them in these kits, which is a really good deal. And they're all listed as being non-GMO and heirloom and open pollinated, so that's really great. But I actually brought this package here home, and I grew some of the seeds in my fall garden, my like overwinter garden, and I planted some of the seeds in my spring garden. So some of what you're seeing in here I actually got from this. And I haven't mentioned the name of this company because when I shop from a seed company, I usually will try to make sure their seeds grow well and are what they say they are before I tell you guys them, because I know people are going to spend their money on it and I don't want to send you to a negative experience. But yeah, I'm digging these. They're doing really well. So I actually just went through the collection I had. I've since got more seeds from her. I just went through the seeds that I had, and I'm about to plug some things in. It's time for me to do another round of zucchini. I plant new zucchinis. What did you find? Benjamin! Holy smokes, boy, look at that!
Yeah, it's our lucky day.
It's our lucky day! Are you digging those tomatoes? Yeah? Wow, that's a haul, man. I noticed there were a few ripe yesterday morning when I was out there, but there wasn't nowhere near that many.
I found them.
You found them, that's right. This variety is called Yellow Tumbling.
I think this one's probably right.
You know, it's okay. If you go put it on the counter, it'll ripen up in there. Sorry, man. I can't stay on track when there are snacks to be had. I plant a new like area of zucchini or squash about every 3 weeks in the garden during this time because I typically have really bad squash bugs. And if I just succession sow, I don't even worry about battling the squash bugs. I have tried and failed. That is a battle I have lost. So I just get out ahead of it by planting extra. This year, I have not seen a single squash bug yet. Now, I'm sure they're coming. It's still early, it's beginning of June. But I still have a lot of squash producing here. I have my second wave producing there, but I'm not gonna get comfortable. I'm not gonna be like, you know what, it's fine, I don't need to keep sowing. That would be my downfall, so I'm gonna put some more squash seeds in the ground. I've been doing different types. I'm gonna do just this golden crookneck. This is like one of my tried and true. And then I'm also gonna do this round zucchini. I was on a podcast episode with Texas Garden Guy, the Garden Party podcast or live show last week, and he was talking about the round zucchini and scooping them out and like stuffing them. And I thought that that would be really cool. So I went and found the seeds. I knew I had some seeds for that, and I'm gonna put that in. I'm also gonna plant some more zinnias. And on this empty trellis right here, I'm gonna do these Jackson Wonder lima beans. I really like these beans. I haven't grown them in a while. And I'm gonna go ahead and put those in the ground. I'll also put a link to this company. They offered my viewers a coupon code, so you can save some on their already really affordable seeds. And I'm happy to tell you guys this resource because I know, you know, a lot of people are watching their budget closely. And so finding a source for good seeds is definitely appreciated by us gardeners. What'd you just say?
Tomatoes are the best thing in the garden.
I agree. Can you look and see if that hose has a sprayer head on it? Because we need to water these seeds in. Alright y'all, well, I think that's it for my list today. If you enjoy this kind of thing, please let me know. I definitely do get asked a lot for things like book recommendations, or, you know, I'll mention how we'll watch a show together as a family and people say, what do you like to watch? I definitely get on food kicks. I'm happy to share those. So, if you want to hear what I'm digging, let me know. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
We bless you until next time.
We bless you until next time.